Hello YouTube, this is Redhead Takes and we're back with another review for the Packers' second preseason game. Felt like it was a much better game overall than the last one. They won, so that's a good thing. Just go over some of my thoughts. If you're just happening upon this video, welcome. Watch it, consider giving it a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Make sure you hit the bell notification twice to get all my video notifications. So I guess it's fair to start out with the game from the beginning. Overall, Jordan Love just looked more comfortable in the pocket. His throws were better overall. I mean, he still had his bad throw every now and then. I think it was mostly on some of the receivers this time. For example, there's a deep throw over to Doubs that would have been a great start to the game, but Doubs looked over the wrong shoulder, was unable to find the ball and grab it. And yeah, just that kind of thing. Jordan Love started out the game with a great scramble, so it's good to see that he can scramble and get out of the pocket if need be. Then there's a terrible pass interference call. Or that first drive ended in no points. And their first defensive play, there's a terrible pass interference call that bailed the Saints out and gave them another 3 downs. I mean, there's literally no contact at all that would have that prevented Saints wide receiver from catching the ball. I think it's one of those plays by the officials. They're just like, you smack your head against the wall because it's like, what are you thinking? There's nothing there. And then we had some good tackling. McDuffie had a great tackle on Ian Book to end the drive. I noted throughout that Love was looking much more comfortable in the pocket, and he was reading the defense and able to find his targets much more effectively. There was a great throw to Doubs into double coverage. Amari Rodgers looked pretty good in this game. Had a couple of great misdirection runs. Got like 10 yards every time. They had a bad end to a possible TD drive. The drive kind of sputtered. And then, unfortunately, as this last year, it appears the special teams, I don't want to say they haven't improved, but there were some terrible special teams plays, especially when they kicked the ball off to the Saints after scoring. It just looked terrible. Oh yeah, that drive that I mentioned before, that was unfortunate. They should have scored a touchdown on it, but they had to settle for a field goal. Thankfully, they have a kicker this week that knows how to kick. The kicker they had last week, I forgot what his name was, but he was caught after he had that terrible shank that went wide left. And this guy looks serviceable for what he is until Crosby can come back for the season. He probably won't make the team, of course, but at least it looks like a better option than what we had last week. And as I was saying, there's a terrible special teams play that allowed like a 50-yard return. Now, thankfully, the defense was able to step up and they stopped it before it got any further. And they only gave up a really good field goal by Will Lutz, who just looks like he's back at it again after missing all of last year. Will Lutz looks good. I'm glad to see it for the Saints. As a Saints fan also, it's good to see that Will Lutz is back at it, because kicking last year was kind of not so good. Or it was serviceable, I guess. Then we get to the second quarter. Had another great play wiped out by a hold, so that's always good. Then Love got sacked. It was just terrible. But thankfully for the Saints, boneheaded mistake. There was a dumbass roughing the passer penalty, completely unnecessary push to the ground. I mean, it's kind of a weak penalty, but it's like the refs, you can't get the refs that easy of a call. They'll call it every time, especially when it's involved the quarterback. And like I said last time in my last video, first preseason game, Tyler Goodson he's looking great. I mean, I find it hard to believe that he might not make the team just because he just makes all his cuts and he's able to find the hole just about every time. Has good burst. I mean, Patrick Taylor is going to have it's going to be a good battle for that spot between Patrick Taylor and Tyler Goodson, but I think Tyler Goodson has the lead right now. And there was a great throw by Love to Winfrey. It was really good. Goodson had a great catch and run to get close to the goal line. And then, like I said, Goodson is so quick and is able to find the hole. He was just chewing up yards in that second quarter. And then there's a great catch by Doubs. High pointed it perfectly so only Doubs could catch it. Totally beat the coverage and score a touchdown. It was a really great play by both Love and Doubs, but Doubs just made it look so simple. And then we had Rico Gafford. Here we had a pick, kind of went through his hands, but it looked like it could have been a pick. Chris Barnes had some great coverage. Defense, although later in that second quarter, the defense couldn't get off the field. They just kept giving up yards or big plays on third down. Allowed the Saints drives to keep going. And then there was a really bad snap or communication between the center and Ian Book, and there was a fumble. Packers took it a good way down the field. Only got a field goal out of it, so that was a shame. Like I said, they had to settle for a field goal. Then later, Mike Abernathy made a great interception, although it was undone later, or not that long after, and Tyler Davis fumbled the ball and gave Saints great field position with still enough time on the clock in the second quarter to score a touchdown, and it was just a big old bunch of dicks. And then Ian Book, like I said, Ian Book had a great ass throw to Chris Olave for the touchdown. It just made it look effortless. As a Saints fan, Olave looks like the real deal for sure. And I was going to say, early on in the game, Ian Book made a play here and there, but he just looked terrible. I mean, he redeemed himself a little bit with that touchdown, but all I can say as a Saints fan, if Ian Book is a starting quarterback at any point this season, it's going to be a rough time just because he's just he's not very good. Dalton's probably going to be the backup for sure. And yeah, defense couldn't get any pressure, and which allowed Olave to get wide open for that touchdown. Is just a shame. Now let's go to the third quarter, where it started out with Chris Slayton having a great tackle and forcing a fourth down when it looked like the Saints might be starting something. Terrible opening drive for the Packers. I think they went 3 and out. Mike Abernathy had some good tackling. Torrey, midway through the third, nearly had a deep touchdown catch, but wasn't able to wrangle it in. They showed Rodgers after the play, and it looked like he was displeased, but it's like, here's the thing about Rodgers. I love Rodgers as a quarterback, but he is kind of he's a high maintenance Karen at times when it comes. I know he wants perfection, but these are rookies. You have to understand that sometimes he can't make every catch, but he's such a perfectionist, it seems. So he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so he has a right to say that. Rodgers nearly had a great catch, but it was overturned on a challenge. Throughout the third, the defense was doing a good job of keeping drives short. Didn't really give up much. Started the fourth quarter. There's a nice end around to Heinen. Sal Cannella had a great or makes a couple men miss for a 10-yard gain. He looks like he could get a roster spot or at least be on the practice squad. He looks really good. Able to mash and churn those yards out for a tight end is always a good thing to see. And I didn't write anything down, but DeGuara looks pretty good. He's a great blocking tight end to begin with, and now he's looking like he can catch and run. He's looking like he could be an option this year, at least on short-term downs, I think. And then there was an amazing play in the fourth quarter where Danny Etling faked everybody out, then ran, or fake handoff, and then Etling ran around for a 50-yard touchdown. I never thought I'd see that out of Danny Etling, but he got props from Aaron Rodgers, and it's a good score. Not much else to say about that. Then later in the fourth, they were giving up big runs. They were unable to get to the quarterback, and Ian Book was gashing them for big runs. I thought that was weird. Didn't expect to see that. And there was a terrible, unnecessary horse collar tackle that allowed the Saints to get within field goal range. They didn't score a touchdown, but they were close enough to get field goal. And yeah, that horse collar tackle was awful. Total desperation. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Overall, like I said, the Packers had a better game overall, top to bottom. Still some work to do with the receivers. Still some bad drops and stuff that will hopefully be worked out in practice. They looked like they've made some improvements from the beginning of the week when the young wide receivers got torched by Aaron Rodgers for not being able to make plays, and yeah, I think there's some good signs for sure. Love looked better overall. He's showing that he can be a decent backup quarterback in the NFL. At the very least, he should be on the package for a while, I would think. I don't think they're, as long as he continues to play the way he did last night, you should be able to stay with the Packers as a backup. Maybe I don't feel so bad if Aaron Rodgers goes down. It's still terrified if Aaron Rodgers goes down, but yeah, I think there's some good things to look forward to. And again, Doubs made some great catches again, really showing that he still has it, even though was one of the receivers that had a bad week in practice at times. So overall, good game. Packers get the win. It's preseason, but it's always good to see when they get a win. As always, it's the end of the video. You can find all my social media links in the description. And yeah, have a great day, and God bless.